going on? Welcome to another episode of Hey Mark, the podcast where I'm Mark, get to have open and authentic conversations about things like mental health and self-development. And the reason I'm out here having these conversations, the reason I'm out here trying to have this discussion is to try and help alleviate some of the suffering that's happening out there, some of the pain. Maybe if you are out there and you kind of feel like maybe no one really knows what you're dealing with or what you're going through, how you feel about it, or just the kind of the thoughts that go on inside your mind. I just want to kind of help you understand that no matter what it is you're dealing with, you're not alone, and life can and will get better for you, right? So I hope you're having a good day. If you're just tuning into this for the first time, then welcome to the show. That's kind of what you can expect. If you're returning to this show, if you're listening or you're watching, and this isn't your first time, well, thank you for coming back. Please tell your friends, right? Let's join in this conversation. We'll make it fun. But anyways, I'll try and do this as fun as I possibly can. I don't know how your day's going right now, but my day kind of started off a little bit anxious, I guess. So I woke up a little bit late. And then the morning was basically just kind of setting up the rest of my day so that today I could set up the rest of the week. And that's kind of how this day was going so far. And you know, one of the things that kind of happened to me today was, well, I woke up and I had a little bit of a short run before I jumped on the Zoom call that we have every single week on Saturday mornings. We chat about mental health. We have these types of discussions. So if you want to get involved in that, then please reach out to me. We just took it off WhatsApp. We moved over to Telegram. So we have daily conversations. We have weekly Zoom calls. If you want to join in on that, reach out to me on Instagram. It'll be at the bottom of the screen for anyone watching, but it'll be in the show notes for anyone listening to the podcast as well. It's at Mark D. Henriksen. But anyways, after that call, what did I do? Oh, I was supposed to have an interview. I was supposed to actually have a conversation with somebody for this podcast. And I didn't get to because they canceled, which sucks. And you know, I'm not mad at them or upset, but it just kind of sucks when you make plans with somebody and they just kind of like cancel through. Because even like I do, like obviously I made like a couple follow-up messages. Like I'm like, hey man, we still good for this weekend kind of deal. And, you know, when you don't get responses for things like that, you're like, I'm somebody that's like, hey, we made this commitment, so I'm assuming you're going to follow through, right? And it's so frustrating to hear kind of, or to see, you know, when those things don't follow through. And then, you know, instantly, just because my default kind of, I guess, mindset is pretty aggressive, I just kind of get grumpy or I get mad. I get kind of frustrated at first if I don't really understand. But it's just like once you kind of ask those questions, you start to understand the situation. It's, I guess the frustration just lies within when we make commitments to do something and it involves someone else like that. And then when they fall through, it feels like we can't follow through on our side, right? And so we see this a lot when, like I used to work in the gym all the time. And, well, I worked at the gym every day, but I used to work in the gym. And you know, I used to see people come in and join the gym and they would say like, hey, I'm going to make this commitment with my friend. And it's great to kind of keep people around you, to keep you, I guess, like socially accountable. Obviously, when we make new decisions or commitments in life, it's fun to do things with other people. And even this podcast is obviously a lot more fun to do with other people. But for me, personally, like today, and this probably isn't going to be a very long episode because I feel like this is a pretty simple concept. I think you guys might see where I'm going with this. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, regardless of if you make a commitment to yourself or a commitment to another person, you know, the show must go on, right? Like there has to be something to, I guess, hold you accountable, which is yourself. And so obviously you made the commitment to do something, which was for a reason, right? Like I don't just kind of make commitments to do podcast episodes. I do that for a reason, Nobody joins a gym just to join the fucking gym. They do that for a reason. Something motivated them to want to go there and to want to do that thing. And so this is just a reminder for you guys out there. You know, if you've kind of made a commitment or you've made an agreement or you've made plans, you know, and it involves other people, I get it. You know, things come up, we can reschedule, we can move things around. And maybe you're that person that needs to reschedule, right? Maybe it happens on either end. Understand that some people are just going to follow through with their commitments, whether you're ready or not. They're just going to go about what they had planned. Because most of us, when we make plans, there's a reason why we do it, right? And there's obviously some things that have to be done with another person, right? But, and you can always redo those things or revisit those or reschedule those things as well. But I think at the end of the day, whether it was an episode that you were planning to record on your podcast and someone like a guest canceled on you, go out and record that fucking episode today anyways and see what happens. That's exactly what I'm doing. If you made a plan today to go on a hike in the morning and someone that you were going to go on a hike with cancel on you, fuck it. Just go. Maybe not like first thing in the morning or when it's like dark out or whatever, like maybe wait till it's safe, but go with a different friend. Go by yourself. If you were planning on going to the gym today and your friend bailed on you, go by yourself. What I'm saying is the reason we make these commitments, the reason we make these plans is for a reason. And the only person that needs to hold you accountable for that is you. And that in and of itself is probably a 10 times of a harder skill to build than fucking being held accountable by someone else in the first place. And when you can kind of actually hold yourself accountable and use those things to remind you, hey, I'm not doing this for fucking myself, or I'm not doing this for my friend, my parent, my partner, whatever. Like, I'm doing this because I planned on doing this because of this reason that's important to me. You're going to follow through with that behavior anyways. So, if nothing else, that was the message I wanted to bring to you guys today is sometimes, you know, it's great to work with other people. It's one of my favorite things is to collaborate with other people. You know, coming up with topics all the time, actually, it does kind of end up coming natural to me because I can just kind of throw this camera on and the mic on and I'll end up talking and most of it I'll throw in my podcast. So I don't even know why I started that thought, but hey, whatever it is you were thinking about doing recently that you've kind of connected with somebody, think about why you wanted to start to do that. And that was something that I had to think about today as well, because I thought about, you know, if I'm going to still record an episode or should I just bail on it? Maybe I'll just schedule 2 episodes for later on in the week. That was kind of where my head was at. And I feel like that's kind of where our head goes to when we start to see maybe our plans might not work out. We start to kind of compromise with ourselves. We start to kind of think, oh, maybe I'll just make it up later on. Or, you know, and I thought to myself, like, what's the purpose of actually wanting to record in the first place? Was to have a discussion that other people can relate to and maybe have some perspectives and solve some problems. And then I walk myself through the process of what you're doing right now is worth that. Right? The idea of me thinking, hey, I'm going to not record today because someone else bailed on me, I thought would be a valuable lesson for everybody else. So as I was kind of going through that in my own mind, I thought, fuck, I should just record this right now and see what other people think, because I feel like that's just kind of how I work through my thoughts. So thank you guys for joining me on that while I worked through my thoughts and hit record while I did it. So if you kind of felt like this before, if you kind of felt like, hey, I'm going to bail on this fucking person, or hey, this person bailed on me and maybe I have to fucking quit, whatever it is, if you felt like this, if you have a friend that feels like this, or they're making excuses like, oh, this person isn't fucking coming to the gym with me, so I'm not going to the gym anymore. Whatever it is, send this to your fucking friend that needs to commit and keep themselves accountable. Or listen to this again when you need to commit and keep yourself accountable, because that's what I'm going to fucking do as well. That's all I got. Thank you guys so much for listening to this or watching this. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like, jam the shit out of that notification bell. If you're watching this, or I guess I just said that, but if you listen to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review. Leave a little fucking nice review saying how awesome I am. and I guess how this advice changed your goddamn life. But if I didn't, then let me know how I can, right? Let's connect. Thank you guys so much. I hope you're doing well. Go out and have the best fucking day, best week, best year, best month, best life. Go out and kill it. Have a good one. Much love and peace out.